Dudes and dudettes, Major League Butt Kicking is back in town. Anyway, that's a reference from the late '80s. So for those of you that get it, cool. For those of you that don't, well, I don't know. The video's floating around out there somewhere. So go find it if you enjoy it. Anyway, welcome back to Sink the Bismarck, Adventures on the High Seas with me, Wolf 190D. And we're getting back into our campaign. I think our war with Britain really is starting to wind down, so I think the next opportunity I get, I'm going to try to sue for peace. Meanwhile, we do have some ship refits taking place. Wow, we haven't even finished. Well, no, actually, we're about to finish the Prince Regent Luitpold refits here. I think we're about to. Let's see here. We got the Braunschweig. We got the Prince Regent Luitpolds. We've modified them to have inline two pairs of super firing turrets fore and aft. We've also modified them with upgraded them to have a pair of twin 88s. Right, keeping the casement complement of 5.9s. Our 150 millimeter cannon has proven very, very effective. Maybe with some of our later ones, what we can do, or maybe on another one, another refit, what we might do is upgrade them to larger bores. We will have to see, but anyway, finances. How are our finances? We are currently upgrading our shipbuilding capacity to 38,481 tons. And for research, we also have recently acquired Mark III 4-inch guns. Right? So, anyway, also, I'm trying to get this at the start, too. For those of you that are just joining, for those of you that are returning, thanks for stopping by. And as always, please be sure to give us a like, a subscribe, a follow, depending on the platform that you're on, because it does help the channel to grow. Anyway, on with the show. We're going to get into 1907 now. And in 1907, by 1907, actually, if memory serves me right, the real HMS Dreadnought had been built, which pretty much immediately rendered every other ship afloat obsolete, every other battleship anyway, obsolete. All right, yes, we're going to go ahead and agree to a... But while they're discussing that, let's go ahead and hurt his shipping some more. Anti-torpedo nets, okay. And German Empire lost 2 transports in the Indian Ocean. Now, the big problem here is that once the war ends, we're going to lose our wartime production bonus, which might not be so great. Which means, what are we going to want to do here? Well, Italy is our ally. China is our ally. I don't really want to pick on Spain. France might be an easy target, but I don't want an easy target right now. But at the same time, I want to try to hold off war with the United States, because I would like them to build up. The Soviets are behind, though their army logistics are pretty solid. Britain has been pretty much taken out. Japan's behind. Britain is at average tech. Spain is advanced. Wow, Spain has a hard time getting there. And if you've ever played as the Spanish, you'll know why. The Austro-Hungarians are also very advanced, but they only have 1 battleship. The United States has 23 battleships. We have 21. The Soviets have 29, but their technology is very behind. I got a bad feeling that one of my battleships might be able to effectively engage all of theirs. Um, well, maybe the intelligent thing to do. Maybe the best thing to do right now would be to take on Britain. I'm going to bring, just in case, we'll bring this other fleet down here. So we don't really need anybody in the Bay of Biscay. But these Siegfrieds need to start being upgraded. So what we can do is, while we're here, let's move one of them to Cork. And get this process started. Alright, the Prince Regent Luitpold, the last of them, the Vetten, can start its refit, and we can also move, let me see here, the Donar out of there. The Ariadne is now a mine layer. And let me see here, what else do we have? We have, okay. We're gonna move the München, i.e. the Ariadne, out there. And we're gonna go ahead, they're commissioning still, which is fine. That's okay. And this aging battle group is, for the most part, fixing to get decommissioned. As a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and bring these guys on their final trip, as it were. Let me check something real quick. That's a Princess Wilhelm. Okay. Let's move the battleships, though. We've got the Dessau, the Königsberg, and two of those V-73 Type 2s still there. But let's start to phase out. We got two here. We got the Rhineland and the Princess Wilhelm. Actually, the Rhineland is an old cormorant. Good lord, that thing is still around? Okay. Got some of the Saxony types coming up. Let's go ahead and build another one of these Saxonies. Okay. And I don't want to launch that at Tsingtao, actually. I don't think. Because what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to wind up sending one of these task forces over to that side. Though, you know what? Honestly, it couldn't hurt to build this one in Tsingtao. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to launch this one in Tsingtao. Okay. Let's see here. Magdeburg. We're building a lot of those Magdeburgs. Which honestly is fine. I mean, you find a light cruiser design that really works. Especially at 26 knots for a light cruiser, these guys are going to be just fine. The Ariadnes, I think we slowed those down, did we not? Yeah, we took a couple of knots off the engine speed. Maybe at the next refit, those Prince Regents, I can convert them over to steam turbines. And I mean, you see the difference though. The Siegfrieds went from like 73 million to 113 million. So, and the maintenance actually is a lot more. But the turbine engines are definitely worth it because they lighten up your ship dramatically. It allows you to mount much more equipment on a ship. Now the Siegfrieds, I think, are narrower, are they not, or are they? I think those Prince Regents were a little fatter. And then, of course, we have the scattergun, um, which we could do a refit on them, but right now, they're still performing fairly well. I find these carronade type ships to be really interesting, and maybe what we can do down the road is to basically build a larger version of one of these on a Dreadnought 2 hull. That way we can put 88s in the superstructure as opposed to those 1.9s. The Kaiser and Augustas, I don't know. What do we want to do with that? We can probably, yeah, we can probably go ahead and delete that design as well. The nymphs. Do we want to take the nymphs because these are still effective as mine layers? Let's see what happens because we've recently acquired the Mark IIIs, which is going to change the parameters of those guns as they set around the deck here. Speaking of which, these guys were last updated in 1899. So no, they still have Mark IIs. That's kind of nice, actually. So let's see about a refit. Let's see about a refit. And that is the inherent problem. Is that okay, we can take that. I mean, they're just mine layers. They are mine layers. So, can we just take those and stick that there like that? There we go. How about if we do that? And plop some 88s on these guys. Wow, triple expansion steam engines. And actually, what I would like to do is reduce the crew to a bare minimum as well. Again, they're just mine layers. And the weight offset and everything doesn't really matter a whole lot. Front tower number 2, rear tower number 3. Okay. You know, I could theoretically even upgun them to 5s. But the 5s are still Mark IIs. So let's put 105s on them. We'll keep the 105s on them. No, I'm curious because if I put a barbette there. Again, it's just a mine layer. We're pushing it at 22 knots. Keep the torpedo tubes to either side. Completely reposition the funnels, clean that up, make it look a little bit more balanced, and there we go. So that's a successful refit of an almost obsolete ship. And just basically, yeah, turning it into another mine layer. Yeah, we can update it to. Let's update it to TNT. .3 and 1.9. Not much of a difference in penetration, actually, is it? The 88 versus the 105. Maybe we ought to go up to semi-ballistic just to give them a chance against just to give them more of a chance against, say, light cruisers. 1.7 versus 2.4. That's at really close range, though. Again, mine layers. Build them as cheap as you can, because they're just really designed to sit in harbor. And yeah. Okay. It might be the last update we get on these things anyway. Might be the last update that we get for those guys. No telling. But anyway. Oh, so we can go ahead and nix the 1899 update. And we can take a look at these. So let's go ahead and do them by pairs. Actually, we'll take them by threes. That's another 7,000. Yeah, it's no big deal. Okay, so we've got them. The Ariadne, Siegfried V73. We've got a bunch of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Let's go ahead and update them. And then, let's see here. The West Indian Ocean, the North Sea. I'm going to go ahead and move the rest of that fleet over there. And that way these guys, when they're done anyway. Now let's see how fast that war takes to end. Now, what I'm going to try to do, oh boy. Let's go ahead and increase the tension against France. If anybody else wants to jump into this war, they can go ahead and do that. I'm not really going to be whatever. All right. Wow, now when we want to end the war, they don't want to end the war. Okay, well, we'll keep going then. Ooh, a destroyer named Sturdy. He's got 2 single 5s and a single 4.3. And you know, it's the interesting thing is destroyers don't have to have the biggest guns you can mount on them. I've got 488s on mines. Oh, these are the Siegfrieds. He caught me just in time, didn't he? Okay. The upgraded Siegfrieds, of course, are going to have much, much more speed. And it's part of what we're doing is we're testing the new steam turbines on our battleships. It was a experiment. I mean, I had just gotten superimposed turrets. And I said, well, I want 4 guns on them. So instead of doing a traditional sort of thing, and his destroyer might be faster than mine. I don't recall. I don't recall what his speed settings were on his destroyer. But there again, you mount bigger guns on your destroyer and it leaves less room for other things. So for me, especially at this point, the most important aspect of a destroyer is speed. He's coming up here with low speed. Oh God, look at that thing. He's got a 5-inch gun mounted up on top of that. That's got to be really top heavy. Oh God. And yeah, shooting through your own smoke does inhibit your accuracy a little bit. So there again, destroyers don't have to have really massive guns. They don't. They don't need it. The biggest threat from destroyers is getting in close and dropping torpedoes on ships, as you've seen me do time and again. Those of you that are returning folks anyway. Geez, 500,000 tons of ship. 500,000 tons of ship. Yeah. U-35. That's a lot, man. 224 ships of various types. What? What? That's really weird, man. I'm gonna put you up in Liverpool. Didn't I just sink that destroyer? We'll go ahead and send the Gazelle up there. And we'll send the Regensburg over there. And we'll move that Ariadne to... Move him to Gibraltar for now. Okay. The nymphs. Wonder if I shouldn't just update what I've got there. I mean, they're still technically useful. All three of them. Well, first things first. Let's grab these old battleships. And they've taken their last sail. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the crew. And they're all veterans. Look at that. I've got 11,781 sailors, and they're seasoned. Okay. Ah, that's what I'm doing. I'm building another one of those over in Tsingtao. Let's put all of them up in Lerwick. Okay. So it says I own it, but that's really weird. That's very, very odd. Um, who else am I not on so good terms with? Japan, but I don't want to mess with Japan right now either. Really, they're very behind. Um, let's see here. Italy and China are my friends. Spain, I still view Spain. So let's just focus on France right now. It's a 22,000 ton task force. I mean, it's one battleship and a couple of destroyers. Okay. Now, I think. Actually, that's what I can do. I'm gonna go ahead and naval. No, because he's still his position is still currently the North Atlantic. I think yes. And Nuk Nukchot is on the Central Atlantic. So yeah, we don't have enough just yet. Or maybe I just go down to Sierra Leone. Hmm. Yeah, let's go down to Sierra Leone, down to Freetown. We'll take both of these fleets down there. Okay. Put two of these guys in Helgoland. And from Helgoland, we're going to move all of those V-45s down to Port Sudan. Port Elizabeth and Cape Town. Well, what do we have in Plymouth then? It says there's 4 destroyers in there. Okay, let's move you guys down to Gibraltar. And then I can put that Ariadne in Dublin. That way anybody passing through here has to go through my minefield. Okay. Let's see. Actually, let's take off of small guns for the time being. Actually, no. Let's leave it on small guns. We can do that. That'll work. Small towers number 3. Advanced weight control. Okay. Actually, no. We're going to leave him there for now. If it, I don't know. Do I really want to spend the time to upgrade the Kaiser and Augustas? Libya, Libya, Libya. Wow, Libya's taken over quite a bit, haven't they? Hmm. I think what I can do is I can move these guys into the Western Mediterranean. How heavy is that fleet going to be? It's not going to be 100,000 tons. All right. Let's see here. All right. On to the next turn, and while we're waiting for that, I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab some more Joe. Okay, so what I miss? Jesus, I swear the British are going through some admiralty people. It's like every month they got somebody new. And rightfully so. Can you blame the British government for, I don't know, wanting to have somebody? I feel bad for him. I really do. I feel really bad for him. Okay. Anyhow, he's got one destroyer. Wow, these guys are kind of fat, aren't they? That's because these are the Helgolands. Good at formation of battleships. Yeah, they've done some changes because when the ships heal hard over now, they actually They actually heal over. Maybe I should upgrade those Kaiser and Augustas. 6.7. It's a little light on the gun, I think. I have to see what we've got for upgrades, potentially speaking, anyway. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and zippy. Okay, so what we can do is we can detach. And yeah, you can go that way. And you can go the other way. And then we'll, there again. Zippy. Now, if memory serves me correctly, the Germans will have a more difficult time later on building fast destroyers because I don't think German destroyers were historically very fast. Uh-oh, we're running them down. Okay. Oh, come on. And that's why I like the 88s, really, is because they just have a I'm gonna end this. They have a good rate of fire, good accuracy, and against destroyers, they're terribly effective. They want 3 of the Saxonies. No, I'm not gonna. Gambia. We're at 59% down there. Invading Zimbabwe. Hey. Okay. Ah, he does that. Gambul is another place, or Gambia rather. Banjul is the port name anyway, but it's of Gambia. But anyhow, let's go ahead and do a naval invasion on Sierra Leone. Yeah. We've got plenty of warship in the vicinity there, boss. Okay, now, move. Gonna move the Veton. Okay, and now ship design. We are also going to start refitting our Siegfrieds. That's a 5-month venture. Good lord. Let's take a look at this. You know what? I'm not going to do that this time. I did it with the last ones, but I'm not going to do it this time. And actually, we could speed this up a little bit. Though in reality, let me see here. Okay. Now for research, we should be having, there we go, the Dreadnought number 3 is coming up. Uh-oh, what do we got? 1,200-ton destroyers. Destroyers are improving. Okay. Let's take them off the small guns real quick, and we're going to go ahead and put on hull construction. That way we can get advanced weight control in, thankfully, before the other one there. Okay. One destroyer, one light cruiser. Where's he headed? Central Mediterranean. One more turn on that. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. We'll send them all over there. And let's see about that heavy cruiser because it ain't selling. So let's go ahead and take this Rhineland. We'll scrap him, and the Princess Wilhelm will go ahead and scrap her as well. Her, that is, yes, her. Magdeburgs, V-73s, Helgoland, Lerwick, and Plymouth. Okay. 2, we got 3 more in Bremen. We got Cork. Okay. And we can send you into Portsmouth quickly for repairs. Let's go ahead and get a 15-month build. We'll tack that on. And yeah, we're like 40,000 tons under limit. So we're probably more than okay. Let me see here. We've got the mines, and we've got an Ariadne there. Okay. Now, here's the question. Okay. The nymphs aren't all done yet. Where are my nymphs? Excuse me. Moving to Lorengau. Okay. Ariadne. One of the Ariadnes is still there. Okay. Magdeburgs. Magdeburg, East Asia. Okay. Ship design. We're going to take 2 more of those Magdeburgs. Build 2 more of them. One of them can go in Tsingtao, and the other one can come back and can come out in Hamburg. I'm just going to build a mess of these Magdeburgs, at least until the new and improved modern light cruiser hull comes out. Excuse me. Still got a couple of V1s floating around out there. Good grief. Okay. Yeah, the V1s are about done. Meanwhile, I've got a mess of V73s coming out in Tsingtao. 4 more of them to be exact. So, V45s. Okay. What about those V21s? I can probably produce some more V73s. Okay. Now we've got 2 and 1. And let's see here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot to exacerbate things with France. Oh wow, Gambia earned its independence. Which one was it that was damaged? It's the Roy. Okay. To Liverpool, send a Roy, and move. Hmm. I'm going to hold off one more turn on that. And then we'll see what we can do with the Kaiser and Augusta. Let's see here. Might want to upgun it. Go back to 7, something in the 7-inch range. And speaking of heavy cruisers, let's see here. We got 3 of the Kaiser, and we managed to complete 3 of the Kaiser and Augustas. The Saxonies are coming in. Can I go ahead and build one more of them? Not right now. It's going to have to wait one more turn. But I can put one more of them in order for one more. That would give me 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And The got 4 task forces right now. Though we are approaching the not the Helgolands. It would be, I want to say it's the Kaiser class that's the next one. Now the Kaiser had a really weird layout, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it quite right. According to traditional layouts, but it had an echelon. The Kaiser had an echelon layout. Anyway, might have to do that next time. Yeah, might have to do that next time because we are at time. So, anyway, folks, as always, thanks for stopping by today. If you are enjoying the content, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow. It's just a little click away, and it's Wolf 190D signing off.